Let's go. Number 1. Aaron Hernandez. Hernandez was a talented tight end who won a national championship with the University of Florida in 2009. He was then drafted by the New England Patriots in the 4th round of the 2010 NFL Draft. His draft stock had plummeted due to many off-field issues, failed drug tests, and character concerns. Hernandez made his debut in the season opener that year at 20 years old, the youngest active player on any roster at the time. He quickly became one of the most dynamic tight ends and formed a powerful trio with Rob Gronkowski and Tom Brady. However, this would come crashing down. In June of 2013, Hernandez was arrested and charged with the murder of Odin Lloyd. He was found guilty of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison without parole. But on April 19, 2017, Hernandez was found dead in his cell from suicide. Number 2. Mike Tyson. In 1986, Tyson became the youngest heavyweight champion in boxing history at 20 years old. Known for his ferocious style and power, he quickly became the undisputed heavyweight champion the next year. He seemed unstoppable until 1992, when he was convicted of graping Desiree Washington and sentenced to 6 years in prison. He was released in 1995 and returned to boxing, having some success. Famously, on June 28, 1997, Tyson bit a piece of Evander Holyfield's ear off, known as the Bite Fight. Number 3. O.J. Simpson. Simpson was a star running back in college and the NFL. In 1967, he led the University of Southern California to a national championship, and in 1968 he won the Heisman Trophy, awarded to the best player in college football. He was selected number 1 overall in the 1969 NFL Draft by the Buffalo Bills. In the NFL, he became the first player to rush for 2,000-plus yards in a season and won NFL MVP in 1973, was selected to 6 Pro Bowls, and was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1985. In 1994, Simpson was wanted for the murders of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ronald Goldman. He famously fled in a white Ford Bronco with his friend Al Cowling on a low-speed chase through Los Angeles, while 90 million Americans watched the event unfold on live TV. He was acquitted in 1995, but in 2007 he was arrested for armed robbery and kidnapping and was sentenced to 33 years. He was given parole in 2017 and passed away on April 10, 2024, from metastatic prostate cancer. Number 4. Brittney Griner. Griner played at Baylor University, where she won the 2012 NCAA championship before being drafted number overall in the WNBA in 2013 by the Phoenix Mercury. She became an 8-time WNBA All-Star, WNBA champion in 2014, and won 2 Olympic golds with Team USA in 2016 and 2021. In February 2022, she was arrested at Moscow Airport in Russia when vape cartridges containing cannabis oil were found in her luggage. She was convicted of drug possession and smuggling and sentenced to 9 years in a Russian prison. In December 2022, after 10 months in custody, she was released in a prison swap between for U.S. and Russia for Russian arms dealer Viktor Bout, also known as the Merchant of Death. She is still playing today for the Atlanta Dream. Number 5. Henry Ruggs. Ruggs was an elite wide receiver for the University of Alabama, where he won a national championship in 2017. He was drafted 12th overall in the 2020 NFL Draft by the Las Vegas Raiders. He played 2 seasons and showed high potential for the team. However, on November 2, 2021, Ruggs was involved in a deadly high-speed accident while driving under the influence. Traveling over 150 miles per hour, he struck another car, killing Tina Tintor and her dog. Ruggs was charged with DUI, resulting in death and misdemeanor vehicular manslaughter, and sentenced to 3 to 10 years in prison, where he remains at the time of this video. Number 6. Robinho. Robinho began his professional career at 18 in 2002. This is where he led Brazilian club Santos to their first Campeonato Brasileiro title since Pelé played for them. He won a second title with them before making a move to Real Madrid. That's where he won 2 La Liga titles and finished top 10 in Ballon d'Or and FIFA World Player of the Year in 2008. Robinho completed a €42 million move to Manchester City that summer. His career with City started well, scoring 15 goals in his first season, but he struggled with injuries the following year. He moved to Italian club AC Milan in 2010, where he scored a brace in the 37th week, clinching the 2011 Serie A title for Milan. Injuries affected his play, and he was never the same after that season. He left Milan in 2014 and bounced around Brazil, China, and Turkey before his career ended in 2020. Alongside his club career, he played 100 games for Brazil and won 2 Copa Americas, and played in 2 FIFA World Cups. In 2017, Robinho was found guilty of the gang rape of a woman at a nightclub in Milan in 2013. After many appeals, he was sentenced to 9 years in prison in March 2024, where he remains today. Number 7. Randall Woodfield. Woodfield was drafted 17th overall in the 1974 NFL Draft by the Green Bay Packers. He would never make the final roster and ended up playing semi-pro football. Beginning in 1975, Woodfield committed several robberies and sexual assaults in Portland, Oregon, and was arrested and sentenced to 10 years, but was released on parole after 4. It didn't end there. Between October 1980 to February 1981, a spree of violent attacks and murders occurred along the Interstate 5 corridor from Washington to California. These attacks dubbed the suspect as the I-5 killer. In June 1981, Woodfield was convicted of the murder of Sherry Hull and the attempted murder of Beth Wilmot and sentenced to life plus 90 years in prison. He has now been linked to between 18 to 44 murders and remains in prison today. Number 8. Boris Becker. Becker burst onto the scene in 1985, where he became singles champion at Wimbledon as a non-seeded 17-year-old, the youngest to ever win, and the first non-seeded player to win. He went on to win 6 Grand Slams, including 3-time Wimbledon, 2-time Australian Open, and 1-time US Open champion, respectively. He won an Olympic gold medal in doubles in 1992 and was inducted into the Tennis Hall of Fame in 2003. In 2022, Becker was convicted of concealing assets and loans, failing to declare property, and illicit transfers. He was sentenced to 2.5 years in prison, but was released after 8 months. Becker is now a commentator for BBC and Eurosport, providing commentary and analysis of tennis tournaments. Please like and subscribe for more content like this. If you have any suggestions for future videos, please leave them down in the comments. Have a great rest of your day.